A viewer asked me the difference between rigid and dynamic bodies or objects inside the Blender game engine. Here I have basically the default scene, but I cloned the default cube and moved the copy up a little bit higher above the original cube. If I press P with my cursor hovered over here to start game mode, you'll see that nothing happens. They both just kind of sit there because they are static currently. But if I have that top cube selected, I go to my logic editor, which is the little Pac-Man icon here, and I choose this drop-down box that says static, and I go up to dynamic. I can press now P over here, and you'll see the top cube falls and lands on the bottom cube. If I change dynamic to rigid body now, and I press P, you'll see that when it hits, it tilts and falls off the bottom box, which is a little more realistic, but depending on what you want to happen in your game, you may want one or the other. So, once again, this is rigid, and if we change it to dynamic, it falls and sits on the box. And back to rigid, it falls and then tilts off the box. And if you want to go back to not moving, just set this back to static. And in previous versions of Blender, there were buttons for those. Now they're in drop-downs. If you look at some of my older tutorials, you'll see that I am using an older version of Blender because it was a while ago. But it is now currently in this drop-down box, but they work pretty much the same. They added a few other options, which we're not going to go into today. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you visit filmsbychris.com, and I hope that you have a great day.